up, guys? We are back with another edition of the Laws Roundtable. This is, as we saw, episode numero 5. Yes, we've done 5 of these. How have we not been canceled yet? But I should say this. Warning, because this might be, who knows how this conversation might go. We'll have to wait and see. And she's even doing her makeup while we're doing this. Like, it doesn't stop. Yeah. I'm not going to say her nickname because it kind of gives it away. So, guest, can you introduce yourself?
Hola. If you don't know who I am, you know now. I am April, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. Hi.
Oh, well, there you go. Like, this is another one of my great friends. Like I said, the Roundtable is going to bring a little bit of everything. It's going to have some wrestlers, some of my good friends who happen to know wrestling as well. But again, we're going to try to talk a little more than just wrestling. We're definitely going to talk about this. We're matching with the shirts today because this is a movement here that you guys got to support. We'll definitely get into that conversation as well. And yeah, so April, you ready? You ready to talk, to be on the Roundtable here?
I love how you paused and thought I had more nicknames than Tiffany, because she has 5 nicknames. I just have the one.
See, I'm used to having to hear a list, not even just a list of husbands, just a list of nicknames, and I
just have the one.
But that's also why I didn't want to give away. I was if I say her nickname, I'm kind of introducing, and with the Roundtable, I'm nah, y'all could introduce yourselves. I'm doing everything else. That's the concept here. So, but yeah, let's start talking here. Let's start talking our current situation. We're currently in a pandemic. How you feeling? How you been? How's everything treating you at the moment?
Well, at the moment it is a little better, but at first it was a complete hot mess. All our events were canceled. We were supposed to go to Blood and Guts. We were supposed to go to Wrestle Dynasty. It was supposed to be this weekend. And I was supposed to go to All Out. We had so many events. And there after.
No. This is true, though. This is true. It's a situation that sucks, but you gotta roll with the punches. Basically, I feel like everyone's been saying that lately. It's just roll with the punches, and we kind of, like you said, we made it work so far. Again, we've been cautious with what we've done, what we're able to do. Wrestling is kind of been coming back. We got to go to a few shows. We're going to be going to another show next weekend. And again, just taking that precaution though. As long as we're very cautious, because again, it's still, the situation's still unknown, even being 6 months in. It sucks to think that. Yeah, so that's what I want to say. Like a good 6 months that we've been like in acknowledgement of it. Because I feel like if it's been around since November, we probably had it since November, December, like, and we just acknowledged it in March. Like, okay, like, yeah. Hey, I guess knock on wood, yeah. Like, oh man, but yeah, we've taken the precautions. We're finally getting some wrestling though. We're enjoying that wrestling, and I guess we got like, let's get into the positive side. Let's talk that wrestling, because I guess we can kind of talk about that's how we became friends too, is because of wrestling, because of this wrestling content scene as well. Because if we're gonna go full on, like, everyone has wrestling content out now, like us guilty as well, but. Like, everyone's doing the podcast game, the YouTube game, and that's kind of how we became friends, because of our good friend Tiffany as well. Her doing the podcast game, and yeah.
I started my own YouTube, Play with Makeup. I've been a makeup artist for about 6.5 years, and I've always wanted to do something with it, with the the social media and stuff, but it's the same thing with them. You go on YouTube, you look up makeup artists, you're going to get these influencers. What are they doing? They're doing the same thing. They're reviewing products, they're putting on makeup, they're doing looks, which, don't get me wrong, the majority of what I've learned is from YouTube, but I didn't want to do that. So I thought of the concept of, you know what? Maybe I can mix these two different worlds together of wrestling and makeup, and it's not just me reviewing, wrestling shows. If you guys see my channel, I talk about all types of wrestling. I'm trying to get into different things, and at the same time, I do put my makeup on, and I try to educate, the wrestling community. It's okay. Some of you guys, you want some girlfriends. It's good to learn a thing or two about makeup, and at the same time, I'm talking about what I love. And I'm still kind of newish in the game. I came back into wrestling, I want to say, about 3 years ago, and I'm still learning about what's going on out there, because the main show I used to watch was WWE, and I started branching out a little bit. So when I met Tiffany and you guys started showing me a whole new world. Started feeling like Ariel and Little Mermaid with all the indie shows, and now it's becoming too much. And now I'm like, oh my god, first I didn't have enough wrestling to watch, now I have too much wrestling to watch. I don't know what to do in my life, but you know what, I'm still gonna watch it. I sometimes do recreate some makeup looks from female talent from WWE and AEW, which has been pretty dope. That's the best thing about the internet. If you use it properly, you will get noticed for that. And I have gotten noticed from some of the makeup artists and some of the talent out there, which has been so dope. But like I said, if you know how to use the internet properly, you can use it to your benefit. Otherwise,
Definitely.
You want to go on wrestling Twitter and, see the negative side of it, and it's not going to take you very far except getting blocked by people, which I don't understand why people like that.
I was gonna say, that's cool. Usually, that's the accomplishment now. Like, everyone loves to say, oh, I got blocked by this guy. That's a good thing? Like, why? You're that much of, an asshole that you'd rather be blocked by people? Like, I don't get it.
That's not cool. Like, someone told me, oh, John Cena blocked me. Why? You're letting me know you're a dickhead because you're praising that John Cena or whoever blocked you. Why?
Damn, sir, John Cena blocking someone, that's how you know you fucked up, because John Cena follows a lot of people. Currently follows me, by the way.
He started following me.
See?
Okay. I mean, I can't see him, but I saw his name, so.
See, I don't know. It says John Cena follows me, but we can't see the picture, so I don't know.
We can't see the profile. We just see John Cena, but we can't see the comments. We can't see anything.
No, but it is true though. This community is very there's a lot of negativity in it. There's so much of opinionated people, but I will say the differences do show. Especially your channel. I've told you this so many times. I feel like your channel definitely is different, and it's something that it's needed in the community. Like, it's not just a wrestling channel. It's not just a makeup channel. Because I can imagine, like, I've seen a few of the videos, like, because I feel like some people are also trying to expand in that market. That's like, okay, everyone tries to do the same thing in both. You're, like, in a different bubble now that you're, like, mixing a little bit of both and making this new product now. Which is needed. Because it's like, everyone tries to copy the next person. Like I said earlier, everyone has a podcast. And no offense to podcasters. Well, some offense. Because everyone tries to do the same style. Like, I even had this conversation with our girl Tiffany that's like, her channel, what we try to do there, it's a lot different. It's not just a simple like, oh, we're going to review this and say every little thing that happened on the show. Like, no, we'll say what we like, and then we'll do the interviews, we'll do this, we'll do that. Every channel, I feel like, is just doing one thing. And it's like, okay, so this happened on Raw today. Then we went to commercial. Then that happened on Raw. Then, like, if I want to see the play-by-play, like...
happens. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes, if there's a show that I really enjoy, like if there was a great episode of NXT or AEW that I loved and I want to talk about it, I don't do it as, okay, I'm going to review the shows, because I'm not going to sit here for 40 minutes and bore you, because you guys saw the show. I tell you what I enjoyed. I tell you my highlights of each show, and it might not be the same to others, but maybe one of my highlights can stick out to somebody and say, oh wow, I didn't notice that. So I like to talk about the highlights of what went on, and they can be like, oh yeah, I remember that, or this, that, and the third. So
yeah, but that's how you're supposed to. It's not supposed to be like, okay, now I'm going to tell you everything that happened. It's like, why? Like, tell us what you liked. I feel like that's the best thing a person can do, is be like, okay, I liked this. I thought this was cool. Like, because more than likely, there's going to be people that agree with you. And that, if you think about it, is going to get you more reactions, more people to watch. Because they're going to be like, oh, I like how this person's watching it because that's how I watched. Like, you don't have to give a breakdown. It makes no sense. Like, come on, guys. Like, this, I even say, like, this to me, the Roundtable, I don't call it a podcast. Because I try not to go in that podcasty format. That I'm not asking, whoever I bring on, again, we're just talking. We're shooting the shit. I'm not going to ask anyone a bunch of questions like, oh, this. Like, no. We're just shooting the shit. We're going to talk about whatever. If it goes for the time it goes, that's about it. I'm not keeping a format here. Because I feel like that's something else that a lot of podcasts do, is they create this robotic format. That's like, okay, we're going to do this. Then this is going to happen. Then by the end of it, we're going to get here. It's like, why? Like, we can see it's and the funny thing is that they complain that most wrestling products feel robotic. It's like, wait, but you're doing the same thing and you're critiquing what you say is bad. So wait, are you bad? Like,
yeah, and this is why I decided to start my own thing, because I got so bored with just reviewing. And it's like, yes, I am the Brooklyn Wolf of makeup. I do bring an aspect to, the review shows, but then at the same time, I couldn't even enjoy the show. Like, I have to watch the show. I gotta take notes. I gotta remember this, that, and the third. I got so tired of it. It's like, you know what? I just want to enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
And if I want to talk about it, cool. If there's a show that I want to talk about, dope. If I didn't like a show, I'm not going to downgrade it, because I try to stay as positive as possible. Because at the end of the day, we know the negativity, not just in the wrestling community, but in the wrestling world. But at the same time, we need to understand that we are fans. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. But we're not going to go overboard on critiquing everything, because, you have wrestling training. So you can tell when it comes to certain segments and certain matches of how things work. I am a fan. So if I see a match that I enjoyed, I'm going to praise about it. There's a segment that I thought was dope, awesome. But if there's little things that I don't like, it's like, maybe they had an issue. I try to think, in the business part. No. I know a lot of people don't like to think like that, but, sometimes
what's funny?
Give credit where credit is due, because it's not easy.
Yeah, what's funny about it is a lot of people think they know, though. Like, you try to put yourself in that shoe. You're not saying you know. But I hate when people think they know. And it's like, have you stepped in a ring once? Have you actually, like...
Have you taken a bump?
Like, that pisses me off, because it's like, even a wrestler yesterday put out a tweet about, I love when people think they know how much wrestlers are getting paid. And it's like you guys, like, fans like to think they know a little too much. And it's like, no, you're going to know as much as a company, a wrestler wants you to know. And that's it. And again, I'm not trying to bash fans, because again, I still say I'm a fan as well. We're all fans. No matter who you are in the business, you're still a fan. But know your place. Know what you're supposed to be in, because we're all just trying to enjoy this. We're trying to create entertainment here. It's not supposed to be like, oh, I know more than you, so ha. Like, no one cares.
And I hate that so much, especially as a female wrestling fan, because like I said, I just got back into wrestling 3 years ago. Before then, I was always in and out.
Yeah.
So I expect someone, if I'm talking about, let's say if I'm talking to you about like a show or whatever, and let's say I mentioned, a show from, let's say last week, and there was a certain wrestler, let's say we're watching WWE SmackDown, and I said something about AJ Styles. You could be also, he also fought this guy in this promotion this many years ago, and I'm like, I didn't know that. And there are no more wrestling fans anymore. And the ones that are out there, they get nothing but bash. We're not allowed to have an opinion. And that shit pisses me off, especially as a female, because I could see a comment and I'll say something. 95% of the time, I'm gonna probably get shit for it. They're like, it doesn't work like that. That can't happen.
See, I hate that, because the people that say it don't know how it works. Like, I love when people are like, but this can't happen because of this and that. It's like, really? Do you know? Like, do you get how this actually is supposed to work? Because if people actually knew, I think they would stop watching wrestling. Yeah. Like, they would fully stop watching wrestling, because I've had this convo, with Tiff, that's like, I enjoy wrestling, I love wrestling, don't get me wrong, but because of everything I've been taught, everything like this, I can't watch it the same anymore. And I feel like it sucks, and I feel like that's why I say, like, people can think all they want, I know when this guy's, like, faking it, I know when this is happening, It's like, do you, though? Because if you did, you wouldn't watch half the product. You wouldn't watch a lot of the stuff that's happening on mainstream media. And that's all they watch. And they're like, armchair booking it.
It's all good, because those fans, those mega opinionated fans, the ones who know everything, are the reason why I started the Wash Your Ass movement. Because, it started, at this prime of the pandemic, trying to put the message out there, it sucks. It started as a joke. But at the same time, you look at the way the negativity is in this community, it's like, you need to go take a shower and do something with your life, because you are way too invested in the product. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because, come on, we're wrestling fans, so we get invested, but we have lives. Go outside, socialize, wash your ass, and that's why I kind of started this thing, because it's ridiculous, especially with these wrestling stands. All this shit going on. People for Sonya Deville almost got kidnapped. You see these people who, I think Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks posted a IG story saying that people were sending him screenshots of his house, of the Google Maps, to say they were going to come after him and shit like that. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand that. You need to go get a life, enjoy these people, understand that who you admire are characters. They're still people. Wrestling is still a job. It's not something that they just do. And just to keep it moving. Yeah. And it's really frustrating. But at the end of the day, let y'all be crazy. You know what? Let y'all be crazy. Because my movement is going to continue.
Like, I don't get it. I get people, like, they love this so much, it's still real to them, in a sense. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, is that like, oh man, this impacted me so much, I gotta be like that. But it's like, you're getting a little creepy now. Like to have to see like today they were posting about the trial that Sonya Deville had to go through with the guy that was doing all this, and to see that face of like fear. Like no one should have to go through that, and to think that all she tries to do is entertain people, and that's the reaction, that kills someone that wants to be in this business. Like why would anyone want to wrestle if the accomplishment is gonna be crazy fans like that? Like enjoy the product, enjoy wrestling, be like smart about it though. Don't do like, and this goes for a lot of things. Don't be that fan that's stalking them at the airport. Don't be that fan that's stalking them at the hotel. And please don't find where the fuck they're living. Cause end of the day,
shit, me, I see a wrestler. Ray, you know me. I see a wrestler and I get fucking nervous, and I'm like, no, I don't want to bother you. Like, I will run away.
We'll be at shows.
Be like, oh my god, like,
we'll
no,
be
I
at
run
shows.
Away. Like, I'll say hi because I still understand. Like, that's still a person. If they're out minding their business, chilling, I'm not gonna go up to them. I'm just gonna be like, hi, and keep it moving.
See, but it's funny. Even at shows, April's very like respectful and mindful to be like, you know what? Let me not like do that. But it's like, at shows, it's okay. That's kind of the point. You're at a show. But there are these people, I don't get it. I don't get that they find that, oh, I have to find out what hotel they're at. I have to find this. I have to find that. Like, why? Why? Like, that to me is like, oh. No, and then terrible. I feel like this movement right here, it definitely applies to those people because it's never like, oh, they just happen to show up at the hotel. No, it's like they're staking there for hours and hours at the hotels, at the airports. And then it's like, yo, you can see it in the face of the superstar that's taking a picture with them that they're like just like the stankiest face. Like, yo, y'all probably stink. Y'all probably just annoying the hell out of them. Like, come on. Like, be real.
And it's not even just in this community. It's not even just in this community. It's any famous community, whether it's movies, sports, anything entertainment-wise. I remember I went to a Lady Gaga concert years ago. Like, I want to say back in, like, 2010. And I was hanging out with these girls, and we saw her in her limo, and she waved at us, and I was happy. And they were running after the limo, and one of them was screaming, oh, my God, I know where her hotel is. Let's go. And they invited me. I'm like, no, I'm good. I saw the concert. She waved at me. That's all I need. That's all I need. Because, I like to think I'm somewhat normal when it comes to understanding a person's privacy and things like that. But this movement that I'm creating, yes, we are starting it in the wrestling community, but I want that to expand everywhere.
Yeah.
I want people to let the other people know, you know what, wash your ass. I want this to be the cleanest cult that anyone has ever seen.
I made the joke to April. I'm like, we're not giving Kool-Aid. We're not giving Kool-Aid here.
And smell Irish Spring.
We're not gonna give the Kool-Aid in this cult. It's just gonna be Irish Spring soaps all around. Like, here you go. Take your soap. You're now part of the cult. Here you go. Here you go. Like, no, but it's true though. I don't want to just say wrestling community because it is true though. It's like this can be as everywhere. Easily in music fanatics as well. In media, like people like go crazy if they see this actor, that actor. Like, yo, just let the dude relax. Like, especially like we're in New York. Like, you can go down like Broadway in the city and you'll probably run into a few celebrities. But you're not gonna go
because I never see anyone.
Oh, sorry. I've seen a few. So...
Must be nice. Excuse me for minding my business as a person.
I didn't do anything. I just saw him. But that's what you're supposed to like. Just be like, okay, whatever. Like, don't make it like so crazy. Like, end of the day, they're people. Like with wrestling, I think it's the simplest way to explain it because you've seen indie wrestlers. We've hung out with indie wrestlers, and it's like end of the day, they do the same shit like us. They're playing video games, they're listening to music. They're just trying to have a good time too. Like, and I just try to.
When I got into this, I was just like, oh my God, they're just like us, you know. I used to joke around. I'm like, oh my god, he eats pizza. Oh my god, they're people, you know. But this is even before, you know, just realizing that. When I got back into wrestling, I was just watching the product. I was admiring, you know, them, like, you know, this is wrestling. This is what they do. And, you know, as time went on and, you know, going to shows with you guys and getting to, you know, meet some of these wrestlers and have conversations with them, it's like, oh my God, they're just like us. Holy crap, who knew? So, but some people don't, you know, think like that. And unfortunately, that's just, you know, the price you pay for, you know, being on TV.
No.
Which sucks.
No. But again, we try to, again, like I always try to say, be good people, ladies and gentlemen. Be genuine, be real, be wise, because think about it. Like, put yourself in that place. Like, think about it. If you're coming in, like, at 4 a.m. or something, you're jet lagged, you're tired, you probably got beat up the night before. Do you really want to, like, have to take pictures of people and try to act like, no, come on, guys. Be real. Like, let's try to put us there. But let's move on from that, because I feel like we're pissing a lot of people already off just by doing that. And, well, I did say warning at the start.
If you feel triggered, if you're pissed off and you feel triggered, maybe you should go wash your ass.
There you go, guys. Like wash your ass. Do that. Like, follow. If you want a shirt like this, you can hit up April and she'll get you with the merch. It's quality merch. Like, this shit's, like, pretty good. Like,
join the movement. Join the movement. Let the people know. Wash your ass. And like I tell Ray and anybody who purchases my shirt, if they look at you weird or if they feel offended, just be like, if you feel triggered, then there's something wrong with you.
Oh, yo, wearing in my building, I've gotten so many looks. I've gotten the weirdest looks, and it's like, well, did you wash your ass? Like,
and I want to push this movement, you know. I'm going to wear, whenever life gets back to normal, I will wear this to shows. I'm going to wear this as Synergy.
Hey, what's up, guys? We'll be right back to the episode, but we're going to take a little bit of a break to talk to you about Heat Seekers that's coming up next week that you can catch us, and some great action. It is going to feature a 4-way dance featuring the one above all, Anthony Gangone, the leader of the Polycult, MV Young, Deshaun Pratt, and the Matt Mechanic, Eric Corvus. And then a 5-way dance featuring Jason Sinclair, Kip Stevens, Lucky 13, Joey Silver, and Matt Vertigo. It is then going to be Joe Gacy's last stand at Synergy as he'll take on a legend, Arcadia. We then have a little bit of a matchup that's a little unpredictable here, as it's going to be KTB taking on Bobby Orlando. We then have for the Cruiserweight crown, it will be the Cruiserweight King, TJ Crawford, taking on the Whisperer. But what will Casey Cattell do on that night? We then have for the Synergy World Championship, as it's going to be Frightmare defending against the Rogue, Brandon Kirk. We then have some Cruiserweight action as the billionaire playboy Charles Mason takes on Ellis Taylor. And then we have a matchup that two men that are looking to make a statement, as it is the Bad Apple, Matt McIntosh, taking on the Human Rocket, LSG. Back to the show.
Here we go. I'm going to wear this to the meet and greets. People need to know. I don't care if they see me, it's like, oh, that's the wash your ass girl. Hey, did you wash your ass today? I hope you did.
April's about to have stickers that just say, did you wash your ass today? Like, that's going to be the next.
Yeah, did you wash your ass today? Join the movement. And people got upset when I first started the whole wash your ass thing, when I used to talk about it on my channel, because people say, oh, why people gotta wash their ass? You know, we're from New York, so when someone says, oh, you need to wash your ass, we know it's, you know, take a shower. I posted a tweet and I said it, and people were just strictly on, yeah, people need to know how to wash their butts. You know, people don't know how to wash their butts and things like that. And I'm just
took it literal.
Well, I'm not just
took it literal, yeah.
I'm not focusing on just your butt, you know, take a shower. We're in a pandemic, you know, wash your hands. And that's why I also started the wash your ass movement, because the message is everywhere. Wash your hands. And I'm like, okay, wash your hands and your ass. Yeah. Because I want to go out. Yeah. But apparently all my events are canceled, so I'm mad at everyone who didn't wash their hands and wash their ass. Yeah. Go take a shower.
Yeah. Well, let's put that out now, guys. Let's put that out now. that we are from New York. We're both New Yorkers here. If you can't tell from our accents, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But,
well, Tiffany got a New York accent.
No, she got a Queens accent. She got that Queens accent. Like, you can tell we from Brooklyn. Like, we got that Brooklyn accent to it. But, like, this is a thing that's said. It's not literally meaning just your ass. It means like, yo, wash your ass, bro. Like, it's a thing. It's like, it's really a movement there. So, again, if you want to go support, definitely go check her out. She'll get you that merch, because it is a comfortable shirt, though. And it is a good movement to join. Because, again, we got to spread it. We got people, get people to get that in their head. But let's talk a little bit about those shows. Like, again, we've gone to Synergy together. We've gone to IWW. We've gone to... Well, I met you guys at an HOG show. We technically didn't get to go together because I work at HOG, so sorry. April's still going to kill me because of merch tables and shit. But
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get to there eventually. We'll get there eventually. Let's talk about that. What got you to start going, though, to those indie shows? Because, again, you were a WWE fan, so how'd you get to, like, going to indie shows? Because I can understand, like, maybe, like, if you researched, like, you found out, like, how Seth Rollins was Tyler Black or Dean Ambrose was Jon Moxley. Like, how'd you get into the concept of actually going to an indie show?
Well, it's funny because even before, I didn't know anything outside of WWE, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know about the independent scene or some of these wrestlers started or anything. I've heard of TNA, I've heard of Ring of Honor. I didn't really, you know, think about those promotions. And one of my friends 2 years ago, she's a wrestling fan too, and she said, "Oh, do you want to go to a wrestling show?" It was at House of Glory. And it was 2 summers ago, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" She was like, "Oh, it's a wrestling school, and they have wrestling shows." I was like, "Oh, okay." I've never been to an independent wrestling show, so when I went, I had so much fun because it was completely opposite of what I watched on TV.
Yeah.
You know, you watch a WWE and you see the stadiums and you see the fans, you know, out there. The independent shows are so intimate, and I love that. You know, years ago, I used to be into the metal scene, and I was also into the independent metal scene, and I got the same vibe. You know, we go to the bar, you know, we get to meet people, we see, you know, the show, and with these wrestlers, it's just funny because they interact with the fans, they get to play around with their gimmicks, and I love that so much. I feel like those shows are kind of I want to not say they're prime, but I want to say they're best, because once they sign that contract to a huge company, they can't do the things that they used to do. Not just move wise, because, you know, wrestling, you know, y'all I tell you, and I tell all your wrestling friends that y'all are fucking crazy, because I don't know how y'all do that. I don't know how some of these wrestlers do it for 20, 30, 40 years, haven't taken its toll on your bodies and stuff like that. Y'all fucking crazy. But I fell in love with it. So, show, I didn't go back to House of Glory until a year. And then that's when I met Tiffany a month after that, and then I met you. So once I started, you know, talking to you guys, and, you know, Tiffany knew about the indie scene, I didn't know about any other promotions. So once I started, you know, watching Tiffany's show and learning about different promotions, I didn't know that this was a thing. And then it frustrated me because all the best promotions are outside of New York. And I'm like, well, this friggin' sucks. But, you know, thankfully we got to be, you know, best friends, and now we get to travel and go to all these shows, and I just love it. It's fun, it's light. First of all, it's very affordable. I mean, shows, I think the most we paid is like $30 for a show?
Yeah. Again, like, I feel like I think that's what draws people into independence, because let's be real, a WWE ticket can go from what? Anywhere from like sometimes 50 and above. And sometimes, like, if you really want a decent seat, you're paying at least $100. Like, with an indie show, any seat really is like a good seat. And you can spend anywhere from like $20 to probably like max 50, if that, because it depends also on what promotion. Like, I work for House of Glory, and I think the max we charged at one point was 70, and that was when we brought in like the Hardys at one point, when we brought the Young Bucks in. And even then, it's like, it's still affordable because end of the day, it's still that family-oriented feel. It gives you that vibe that you're like, yo, I probably know half the people here. And like, and that's what you want. You want to be able to enjoy it. And I feel like, again, look how our friendship grew. Like, you and Tiff became friends like that. I met you kind of through Hog because I kept like seeing you guys. Because again, for those that don't know, I'm the ticket guy at Hogs. I'm usually the one that's like either taking your money or taking the tickets or something. So it's like, I remember faces. But it's like, it wasn't until I want to say Hog 8?
November. The November show, I think.
Yeah, so Hog 8.
It was a private party Lucha Bros show, the last one that we actually started communicating.
Yeah. that was Hog 8. That was like, I think technically the last Hog show before like the revamp was about to happen. And so that was where we finally got to like speak, and I saw y'all mark out for Sensei and and but it's again, it's like that family feel that once y'all could just start talking about, yo, what you think of that? What you think of this? like, and it's awesome.
So cool. It's so cool, and then you get to meet people throughout of it. I think the last Hog show that we met, there were people there that I forgot who even went to these shows. And every time I talk about the Young Bucks show with Private Party, every time I post something, someone I met later on is like, I was at that show. It's like, okay, this is awesome, and I love it. But one promotion that I think I love the most out of all the shows we went to was IWA, the last show we went to. I felt that family feel, and that play, it was lit. That show was so lit. We had the wrestlers messing with us, and it was just so, that felt like a family, it was a family show, but it felt very family oriented. And one thing I love about the indie shows is these wrestlers, it's free range. They could do whatever they want. They could get out the ring and, chill with us in the crowd and then go back in, or, do silly things. And I completely love that because you can see that they're having fun, that this is something that they love to do, and they're inviting us, to enjoy it with them. And I love that.
Yeah, and that's why you get
to NXT in Florida because, first of all, one of my co-hosts, he goes to NXT all the time before, when we had crowds, and it's like, hold a second, you get to see these big stars for something so cheap, and because it's at Full Sail University, it looked like an indie show vibe. So I was like, you know what, I want to go to NXT. I've been to a takeover and people looked at me like I was crazy. You're gonna go all the way to Florida to go to Full Sail? Yes, I am, because I want to experience that. And when I went to NXT, I had the same exact experience. I met people, even the wrestlers there during the commercial breaks, they were talking to us in the crowds and joking around. And it was so fun. I love my big stadium shows, but there's nothing like an indie show that you just be like, well, this happened and that happened. You're not going to get this at an AEW or WWE show. We do get to meet, moments with them, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. We still, for the people listening, we still love those big shows. If WWE comes to town, AEW comes to town, we're still going to go. To enjoy it. But those indie moments, even NXT, I feel like it's the perfect kind of step above an indie, because the roster's all indie guys. They still have that feel, because probably a few months ago they were probably still on an independent show. And it's that family oriented, a little bit of a higher budget, but hey, they're still humble. And that's the biggest thing with independent wrestling, is humility is key. Humility is key, and that's what creates these great vibes and great friendships. We've hung out, we said, me, you, Tiff, we have our little clique. We're Team Sazon. That's our little clique. But once in a blue, we're hanging out with our buddy Adam, who has been on the show, Adam Kane. We've hung out with Leroy Green, who has been on AEW Dark. But again, it shows they're still just like us. We're playing video games. We're doing the craziest shit, and we're just having fun. And that's what these indie vibes give you. That it's like, yo, you can meet a wrestler and be like, yo, want to come chill? And just shoot the shit. Like, and it's the best thing. It's the best thing. I feel like that fans are able to enjoy that and still like get their wrestling like want, but as well as have a good time and be like, oh, I can remember this now. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, I saw this guy and this happened, but what did you actually remember? Oh yeah, so we got to do this and this and this. Because with WWE shows, like, I've been to takeovers, I've been to WWE pay-per-views, and like, you'll remember certain things, but at that indie show, you get to have those real, like, genuine memories. Like we always say, creating moments. Like
that last show, I was able. That was the last show, the last HOG show. I actually met Tiffany officially there, and we completely clicked. And my friends, they were just, you know, they never really been to independent shows, so I brought along my best friend and his wife. I brought along my ex co-host, and it was like, you know what? Let's just enjoy the show. We had so much fun. We were, you know, doing crazy chants and joking around, and even afterwards, you know, we got to meet. You know, we got to see Amazing Red and TJP and Private Party, and while we were trying to I was trying to take a photo with Isaiah, they were kicking us out, and we just started screaming "Yerd" and just dancing around and screaming and yelling. You won't get that at a big show.
Yeah, we gotta get better security though.
We were able to meet these wrestlers, so to be able to, you know, go to the back and, you know, meet Quinn and Isaiah, which they're so freaking dope. I mean, you would know, obviously, but to have that moment, that's one moment that I will have forever. Yeah, like, yes, yeah. I remember when I went to the last Raw I went to when the Shield got back together. I'll always remember that, but I'll always remember that moment where we were all together and just being silly and crazy and just being people. Yeah. Like, we had a great time at a show. We're hanging out even for 30 seconds and just having that moment. Even when I went to NXT, I got to meet Angel Garza and I almost got hit by a car. That's a moment, you know?
The fact that this is only the second time that we've heard this story, and it's like she just says it like nothing. Like, oh yeah, I almost got hit by a car. Like, wait, what? Like,
first of all, I didn't know. I saw him. My friend said, go say hi. And like I said, I get nervous. And I thought about it. He just had a match. He wants to go home. I don't want to bother him. So my friend yells and says, hey, is it okay if she could take a picture with you? He was like, okay, sure. I'm crossing in the lot, and I see this car speeding up. So I completely did a turn and screamed, I don't want to die in Florida. And Angel Garza started dying. So once we took a picture, and my friend, he just looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, whoa, look at that. I have a story to tell. Rather than me going to a Raw or SmackDown at Barclays Center, having to go all the way to the back, which I have, because they said, oh, the wrestlers come back. Let's see if we can get pictures of them. And it's like, okay, but we're behind barricades. We can see them from a distance. And it's like, this is not
the same.
Fun.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not the same at all. And the best part about indie shows is, you know, you're seeing these guys when they're first starting. They could be, you know, in the business 2 years, 5 years, or there's some independent wrestlers who just wants to stay in the indie scene. And then, you know, once they move on to the main roster or a big promotion, you know, we get to feel like, oh my God, we were happy for them because we saw them kind of start at the bottom. Yeah. But the bottom was kind of fun for us. Yeah. And so to see them, you know, improve and advance their skills, and, you know, the big eyes are seeing them, it's like, you know what? We saw that guy at this show. We knew there was something special, and we're just completely happy. Like with Leroy. You know, we saw him in so many indie shows, and, you know, to see him in AEW Dark, we had a Skype party. Yep. We were so happy for him. This was so awesome. So it's just, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's those moments, man. Again, it's like, it's nothing that you can really compare it with. Like, it's just like, and again, it's enjoying wrestling as well. End of the day, it's enjoying that wrestling. Little funny story about that Hog show, I feel like, though, that I gotta bring up, is just seeing y'all, because I'm at the security, I'm at the front, like, doing tickets, whatever. We're ending, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go chill now. And I see y'all, like, so scared to go, like, to where the wrestler is at. And Tip's, like, just heading over there. I'm like, wait, y'all can't go fully to the back, but yeah, y'all could go to that little area. And y'all just, like...
I was scared.
And I'm dying, because I saw one of the security guards, and I was going to be an asshole and be like, yo, just tell them they got to leave. I just kick them. Cause y'all just standing there like kind of like giddy, and Red's like Red's the chillest dude with that. Like Red would be like, okay, like take a picture, like.
But we didn't know. So once Tiffany started going to the back, and she's like, yeah, come with me. And my friend's like, we could go back there. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, so we're gonna follow? I'm like, I guess so. So we're like walking slow. And Tiff's like, hurry up, come on. And I'm like, we're with her. We're with her.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you know how Missouri is. Like, at least now you do. Like, there's that little bar area. Yeah. Y'all can be there, and the guys will come chill. Once you pass, though, the curtain, that's a no-no. Like, that's
of course.
Like, so it's like, that's why the guys are there, because they're just chilling, enjoying the show after their match. So it's like, y'all could take a pic. Y'all could just, whatever. As long as they're not doing anything, just whatever. And that was just the funniest thing to me, because that's why I finally got to like talk. I was talking to April and be like, oh, okay, so cool. And again, the story just continues, because now how many shows have we been to? Like that coming up year, like we just kept going to indie show after indie show after indie show. The road stories we have, that if Tiff's car could speak, we'd be in major trouble, because we can't talk about those stories.
Oh my God.
But yeah. Also, shout out to, I feel bad, I haven't said it yet, but shout out to Tiff for this new layout. Like, the Roundtable is getting kind of official now. Like, look at this. Oh man, I'm growing. I'm finally
moving on up.
Who knows? Maybe for the next one, I'll try going live. I'm still like iffy about it, because I feel like there's little kinks, but who knows? But thanks again to Tiff for this nice layout. Like, yo, Tiff's become a graphic designer now. Like, Tiff's making layouts. She's making, like, man, she's going to be too good for us one day. One day she's just going to stop talking to us. She's going to be like, what's a wash your ass movement? She's going to turn into David.
I wouldn't know, because I just do makeup, so.
Well,
that's all I
okay.
do.
We're going to talk one more story, and then we got to talk about, like, your love for makeup. Let's talk about the show that was Wrestling for a Cause. Because I have to throw myself under the bus, because this is one of, like, our funniest stories from my point of view and then their point of view. So let's go my point of view. Let's set the scene here. We're going to this show. Like, we planned it out. Like, me, April, Tiff, we're going to come into this show.
Months.
We're bringing a squad.
For months.
Like, we're going to enjoy this. We're going to go to the Elks, the world's famous Elks Lodge, and go watch some wrestling. We're going to see our friends Anthony Gangone, good Hank Flanagan. Oh, I was about to say Flanders. Flanagan, Leroy. Like, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time, chill, get some drinks. Well, I couldn't drink because I was still, like, kind of sick, but whatever. So, we were going to chill. We get there. We're all seated. We're good. Tiff sees Quinn, Gangone, and my buddy Cruz. And I'm like, okay, I guess we got to go say hi. We go say hi. Y'all go take a picture with Quinn. I'm talking with Gangone. We're having our conversation. We're friends. Hey, can you sell merch for me? I'm like, sure. You're my friend. I'll do it. And I'm there. I'm selling the merch. I notice, oh, wait, I'm going to have to be here for the rest of the show. It's whatever. I'll sell the merch. It's my friend. And that's where my point of it ends. Now, April can say her side and Tiff's side, because they still, like, every time we hang out, we're like, oh, you better not go to a merch table this time. Like, we're going to be at a show next weekend. Yeah. We're going to all be at Synergy. And I feel like April and Tiff are going to, like, restrain me to make sure I don't go to a fucking merch table. But okay, your side of the story.
No, because we plan to go to this show for months. We're going to go together. First of all, the second official show that I guess we all went, we didn't go together, but we were there, was for Capital One, now Catalyst Wrestling. You didn't get to hang out with us, and we were getting lit. So like, okay, that's fine. You know, we got the next show. We go to BWF Wrestling for a Cause. We're ready. I heard the bartender was lit. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get our drinks. We got signs. We got streamers. We're going to get lit. And then
shout out to Jack at the Elks Lodge.
And we're like, where did Ray go? You had your seat. We're all like, okay, we see you by the merch table. I was like, okay, I thought, okay, maybe he's helping out a little bit and he's going to join us. Tiff's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He left us. So, of course, we had a couple of drinks in. I mean, yo, shout out to that bartender at the Elks Lodge, because, yo, I praise
No,
that
that's the
man.
homie.
Oh my God.
That's the homie Jack. That's the homie Jack. Shout out Jack.
And you just leave us. And then Ray's there. He's like, oh, but I'm helping my friend. Okay. Listen, Mr. Gango, no disrespect. I know you and Ray are friends, but we went to see a show. We were supposed to hang out. And then you didn't even say bye to us. Like,
oh, so we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. Okay. So the story, I guess, doesn't really end.
Ray has the audacity to be like, oh, we hear you being loud all the way over here. First of all, I pay money to be a show. If I want to be loud at a show, I'm gonna be loud at a show. But no, you want to go sell merch? Like, no, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
So that last part that she's saying, I didn't say goodbye. So
No,
Tiff and April had maybe a few alcoholic beverages. So they were having a good time. I would have too, but unfortunately, again, I was a little under the weather, so I couldn't drink. But, so they got a little maybe like tipsy or whatever. And, I did make jokes that, yo, I could hear you. Yeah.
Fox. Don't be blaming the alcohol. You're not Jamie Foxx, okay? It wasn't the alcohol. You didn't say bye because me and Tiff, yes, we drank, but we were cohesive. We knew what was going on. I don't want to hear this shit.
But let me finish the story before she fully buries me here. So she said, so they're like having fun, and I'm like, yo, I can hear y'all from over here. I wasn't complaining because that's kind of the point of an indie show. Like, we're gonna be at a show next weekend. We're probably gonna be loud as fuck. So it's whatever. That's kind of the point. But they took that as, oh, you're embarrassed by us. You're embarrassed by, like, no. I came with y'all. Like,
yeah.
So now, let's fast forward. Show ends. We're having fun. We recorded a little skit with Leroy, 24/7 champion, whatever. We did that. We had fun. We're saying we're talking. So I was leaving with a crew of peeps. I say, oh, okay, guys, I'm going to have to leave. I say, bye. They're like, bye. They start talking to someone else. I pick up the box that I was carrying. I leave. I get a text, not even 5 minutes later, you didn't say goodbye. I'm like, but I said goodbye. I just said goodbye. So I don't know where that got lost in translation, but allegedly till this day, they say I didn't say goodbye.
You didn't say bye because you would have remembered. And now you're trying to blame us for drinking. No, now you're trying to blame us for drinking? And then we forgot? Yo,
yeah.
Wait. It's so over for you. Now you're trying to blame the alcohol that we drank. First of all, if you want to blame the alcohol, blame that bartender for making good drinks. And still you're blaming the alcohol. We would have remembered. We weren't that drunk. Yo. Wait.
I'm just going to clip this one part. And this is going to be the first thing I post on Instagram. Because I still feel like I said goodbye. Because I said goodbye to a lot of people. So why wouldn't I say goodbye to y'all? Like, it makes no sense.
Listen, I've already accepted it. But since you want to keep talking about it, you get me mad. So I accepted it.
Wait, no, we're going to...
So at the next show, you want to be, going over to the merch table. I'm going to take your cane. I'm going to beat you to your chair. Because you're going to watch the show with us. Sorry, Anthony. He ain't selling your stuff that night.
See, like, y'all already going to get me beat up next weekend. Because we're doing the chop gimmick. And then you're going to beat me with a cane? That's fucked up. Damn.
Well, you should have said bye. So, but let's.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So I said goodbye though. I know I said goodbye, but whatever. We're gonna move on. We're gonna. So we talked about how you got into wrestling, your love for wrestling. I got into indie wrestling, but that second side of you, they call you the Brooklyn Wolf of makeup for a reason. Where did the love for makeup begin? Like, how do we get to like now with these extravagant looks that you do? You're currently sporting one right now. Thank you so much for getting all dolled up for the show.
Though? You see that highlight though? This is important, people. You need the highlight.
So how did that begin? Like, how did you get that love for makeup?
This was something so random because growing up, I knew nothing about makeup. I was a tomboy. I was out in the streets, fighting guys, watching wrestling, watching sports, doing the best things that you can do back then when we were allowed in the street. And I want to say, like I said, about 6.5 years ago, I went makeup shopping with one of my friends, and I was just curious. She dragged me because I didn't know what a foundation was. I didn't know what contouring, concealer. I just thought, makeup is something women put on to hide their scars, to, be someone they're not. And I wasn't with that. So when I went makeup
is that
shopping
not what
with
it
my
is?
friend, I mean, it is, but sometimes there's some people out there who rely on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that, but I was just, focused like, okay, you put in that, that's why your face looks like that. You put in on makeup, you're getting all these pimples, you're breaking out, ill. Like, I don't want that on my face, I was all natural. I think the only thing of makeup I wore was eyeliner, and that was just, it was nothing. So when I went makeup shopping with my friend, I was actually curious, and I'm like, so what comes first? Because she got a bunch of stuff. I'm like, so what goes first? What's a primer? So she's like, oh, you do this, that, and the third. So she started, talking about, you should really do it. I mean, you are an adult. It's good to know a little thing about makeup, especially when you go to parties and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Let me try it. So I got little things, and I was learning. But it wasn't until I got my first makeup palette where I started playing around with colors and things like that. I wasn't really like artistic, but
yeah,
I was just drawn to like the colors in the palettes and said, okay, let me see what I can come up with. So I would just play around, and around that time I was still learning about brushes and what to use, and after a while I got addicted. My friends would just tell me, I'm telling you, it was very addicting, but I was so focused on the creative aspect of it. Like, I love playing with different colors, I love blending, and I didn't really realize that this was an art until a couple of years ago, because I just thought it was something that was just to be, something to do. But it kind of turned into a therapy for me. I was, going through a bad time, and one day I just sat at my vanity, and before I knew it, I was just playing around, with different palettes and different colors. Before I knew it, it was like 5-6 hours had passed, and I did like 3 looks, and I didn't think about what was bothering me that day or the stresses that I was going through. I was like, wow, this is kind of, my therapy, and I kind of love it. So, time went on. I did try, the influencer thing, but it didn't really work out because of scheduling. But once I got back into wrestling, I found more time to play around with my makeup, and I just started, bringing on this whole Brooklyn Wolf of, makeup aspect. I call myself the Brooklyn Wolf because, I am from Brooklyn. I have my little group of friends. We like to call ourselves the Wolf Pack, and, I do makeups. And that was actually funny. I came up with that name randomly when I was doing my first episode with Yep, I Like Wrestling. Shout out to you guys for, taking me in and, adopting me and stuff. But
shout out to the homie Sunny.
Yes, Sunny, Teddy, Tara, I love you guys. So I kind of started bringing in this, makeup part of me, and doing podcasting. Sometimes some of these shows have gimmicks, and I didn't know what my gimmick was. So it's like, what, let me try this makeup thing and see if it works. So after a while, going to viewing parties, coming up with different looks, and going on a popular review with my makeup on, people started, picking up like, oh, this is the Brooklyn Wolf of makeup. She's a makeup artist and she's a wrestling fan. This is dope. And it kind of turned into a thing. So now I kind of have my own channel. Well, kind of think I have my own channel. And I was like, what? This is a huge passion of mine. This is not just my therapy. This is my art. And I always get questions about, oh my God, how did you do this look? I can never do, what you do. And that used to be me. I used to go on YouTube and see these extravagant looks and stuff, and I was like, oh, I can never do that. This is crazy. I don't think I can afford this, especially around that time where the best products were expensive. You go to Sephora, a makeup palette could be $40 to $70, foundations could be $50, and at that time I was working in retail. I couldn't afford that shit. So I kind of turned into a quote-unquote drugstore queen, where I would just live off of drugstore makeup and do looks where I can look glamorous. Like, this whole look that you guys are seeing right here, the only thing that is name brand is my eyeshadow. My concealer, my foundation, everything that's on my face is from the drugstore. And I kind of made that my own thing. Like, you know what? I love saving money. I'm going to save you some money. You don't need this palette. I'm going to find you a dupe for that palette. So that kind of just turned into a passion of mine where it's like, I do want to educate. Like, if you want to do a look, I'll show you how to do it. If you want to buy a palette but you can't afford it, let me guide you a way where you can get even a better palette for a better price. And it just turned into something I love. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk wrestling and do makeup and see how this works. And it's been working out weirdly.
Yeah, no, but again, like, hey, to say that you started out without, like, what you say is like an artistic vibe to it, you definitely have created some extravagant looks. Like, we've told you, like, yo, sometimes April will just send us stuff and if she's like critiquing it so hard, it's like, yo, but it looks nice. Like, you look great. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. There's some people that maybe they feel like, oh, they like, that's all they do. They try to create these crazy looks. But then it sometimes looks like, yo, what'd you do? Sometimes that's why a lot of guys, I think, we give that bad rep of makeup kind of looks like you're putting on like a clown face. But I've never seen April do a face that it's like, yo, you fucked up. Like, April does some crazy looks and she, like, it looks amazing.
Because I don't want to be, I've seen some looks that some, people have. I'm not going to say women because, men wear makeup too, that are just like, okay, this doesn't work out for you. Like, my last boyfriend, he was the person that I said, okay, how does this look? Does this look okay? How is my foundation matching? Is this work? And I wanted to go out because, you go out in the street, you want to represent yourself.
Of course.
You don't want to go out. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we all go out looking like a bum sometimes. But if I'm going to put on a face of makeup, I want to make sure I am on point. Yeah. Because if I'm out with my friends, that's also another thing. You say some people look crazy. If I'm out with my friends, let's say if I'm out with you and Tiff and I do my makeup and I have a feeling I don't look right, and you guys say nothing, and if I see it in pictures that I look horrible, I would be very disappointed because it's like, you need to tell me what's going on over here. Because I've seen, people go out with friends and their faces fucked up. Yeah. And I'm just like, wow, that's not a good friend. The same way you go out to dinner and one of your friends got something in their teeth, be like, oh, you need to take care of that. If you want to be a dick, don't say anything, but that's what I expected it from me, because this is something not only do I love, but this is also something I do, and I need to represent what I do. So I try to make sure I look good in every single aspect. There was only one time I tried a foundation, and my boyfriend at the time is like, babe, I don't like this color on you. I don't like this foundation. And I was like, well, thank you for telling me that, because I would have been rocking it looking crazy. So, like I said, I am my brand. I'm going to walk down the street. I'm the Brooke Wolf of makeup. I'm going to make sure my face is beat. Whether if it's something dramatic or if it's something simple.
No, and it's funny. It's funny with that.
It goes for any profession. Like for wrestlers, you can, let's say you have a show, right? And you think the show went well, and not just me or Tiff, but like someone else be like, oh my god, Ray, you did amazing. If you watch the show, I didn't like how it looked. You see me over here, you should have told me that, okay, I didn't look right over here, that, like my gear was off at this point. You would be upset. No,
and that's what you want. You don't want yes people. You want someone to be real. Like, it's understandable sometimes you try to be like, oh, we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but you want to give that constructive criticism, because if you don't, then they kind of look foolish. Especially like you, with your brand is makeup. You want us to be like, hey, if this looks bad, say it. Don't be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like, it's funny, to bring up like a little story of it. You were doing a look for Tiff, and you're like, okay, wait, now what do you think? And I'm like, well, I like this. No, but what do you think? I'm like, okay, so this is kind of a little off. Okay. And you were like, okay, you wanted that criticism. You didn't want it to be like, okay, it looks good. It's like, it's
no, because especially if I'm doing makeup on somebody, that's my masterpiece. Mm-hmm. So that's why when, I ask people, how does it look? When you say it looks good, I'm like, no, but does it look off? What side looks better? What side needs to be blended? Because, at the end of the day, us as artists, whether you're into, makeup, sports entertainment, art, like just artistry in general, like you said, you want that criticism because you want to be better. How many times I have sent you and Tiff, pictures of my looks and be like, what do you think? And then just like, oh, I like it. I'm like, no, now you're lying to me. But I try to think like, okay, they're just looking at in general.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When I
and it's like I see, it's like when
okay.
we see matches. Like, I have the biggest thing, like, with my friends that will do, like, my wrestling friends that will be like, okay, let's break down this match now. Like, with our friend Adam, like, the other day, he sent me a match. I'm like, okay, I like this, I didn't like this. And then we had a convo about it. And it's like, I can understand in that sense. Because, again, makeup. I know wrestling to that other degree, and makeup to that other degree. So, I can understand where you're coming from, that you want that, like... That day, I think when you were doing that to Tiff, I'm like, oh, I think you got to blend this, like, a little more. And you're like, okay, so you saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess I got it right. And it's like, it's those little things.
Sometimes you need that second pair of eyes.
Yeah. So, and I get that. I
wouldn't want to do her face, and she looks crazy. Because, like I said, if I'm going to do somebody's makeup, I want them, that's going to be my masterpiece. And I want to be...
It's a reflection of you, basically.
I want that shit to be perfect.
Yeah.
No. And with makeup, it is tough because there are different complexions, there are different, pigmentations, different, skin types where it comes to oily, combination, dry. That's also another thing that I learned along the way is not just the makeup aspect, but the skincare aspect. Because like I said, I used to see women used to do their face, and when they got the makeup off, they look terrible.
No.
And it's like, oh, no. If I'm going to have my makeup off, I'm going to make sure I look like the same person. Like I said, people wear makeup to look different. Yeah. That's why guys have that joke. Like, okay, you have makeup, how do you look under it? Let's say if you look like a monster under it. Because guys are like that. They're not really fans of the makeup thing, but you also need to take care of your skin as well. Yeah. And I'm also
I'll say
strict about that as well.
I'll say I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm a guy that I feel like a lot of girls sometimes really don't need makeup. I get it. It's something that you want to wear. You want to enhance your look. You want to whatever. Like, and I've told you and Tiff, because y'all both have that look to you. You don't really need makeup. And I've seen y'all both without makeup, like, just whatever. And y'all still have, like, a cute look. Like, you don't need the makeup. But I'm not going to be like, oh, you're hiding your face, this and that. Like, nah, it enhances whatever you want to enhance. It looks, again, you do great looks, so whatever. But I do also see there's a lot of people that they'll put on makeup, and when they're off makeup, it's night and day. Like,
yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to, like, put a mask now. Like, that is not kind of the point. Like,
I mean, the possibilities are endless with makeup. Like, I do, day looks, night looks. I'm going to start doing into the more artistic side of it. Like, I'm about to get some, like, face paint and, try different things. And that's the artistic part of it. Like, at first, when I started doing makeup, I felt like I needed it. I felt like I needed to wear it. I couldn't go outside. I don't care if it was 110 degrees. I needed to have my face on because at that time, I was insecure with myself. Like, oh my God, I'm not me without makeup. And as time went on and learned everything, when it comes to makeup, skincare, and about myself, I had to accept, this is how I look. I wear makeup because I love it. I don't need it. And this is just me.
No, and I think that's a better thing. Like, it's that, like, it's a choice now. It's not like you're doing it out of, like, necessity either. It's more of the choice. And that's when it's good, because that's when you're in that state of it's going to come out better, I feel like. Because when you're doing it out of need, you're going to be like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Like, but when you're doing it out of, like, a want, you'll create some amazing looks. And, like, again, like, you see right now, folks, like, come on. Like, look at that face. Like, she did a good look. Like, I kind of feel bad. All I did was my hair, and now I'm silver, so.
It's okay. Your hair looks nice though. Curly gang. So we lit. We good.
Oh man. No, but again, it's great what you're doing. Again, I've complimented your channel so many times. We've had these convos about how, like, you got to stick to what you're doing, because I feel like it's needed, that difference. And the makeup works. Like, I've seen, like, we've seen it on Twitter. Like, people will be like, yo, I got caught because my girl was saying, why are you watching a makeup tutorial? But it's like, no, but she's talking about wrestling. Like, and it's funny, but again,
I
like,
try to have my channel it's for everyone, you know, if you want to have the makeup aspect for the females.
Yeah.
And that's also another reason why I started, because there are female wrestling fans out there. They're kind of hidden, but around this day and age, they're trying to come out.
Yeah.
So I figured, what is one of the best ways to do it? And now we're in this time where there are female, you know, wrestling podcasts, and it's not just review shows.
Yeah.
They're talking about everything, anything. Like, shout out to those wrestling girls. They're their main podcast is strictly women's wrestling.
Yep.
You know, Queen of NE, she talks about a little bit of everything.
Yep.
Wrestling Wind Down, they do their review shows,
Yep.
but they bring into the female aspect and the wine of it. So
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that. Like, you know what? You have your thing. I have my little wrestling show, but I'm also, you know, talking about makeup.
Yep.
And I met a lot of females through it, you know, and say, oh my God, I love your channel, but I love this look. What foundations did you use? What products did you use? And it starts a conversation. So I have, you know, the makeup to, you know, draw those female eyes in, but I also have the male eyes in, because, I mean, you know how male wrestling fans are. Once they see a woman who is somewhat appealing and loves wrestling, they think they're the greatest thing on the planet, which is cool. But I also know what I'm talking about at the same time, so they do get that, you know, wrestling knowledge. Like, I had someone, you know, tweet at me, say, I just found your channel, and I did a reaction video to Casey Cattell versus Jimmy Lloyd in the intergender death match. And he said, I've never seen an intergender death match before until I saw your channel, and I love your makeup. It's his point. So it's kind of, you know, trying to bring everyone together.
Yeah, you're getting to different horizons.
Like you said, it's not just one thing.
Yeah, you're getting to different horizons, and I told you this, like, I feel like that was one of your biggest concerns, was you're only going to get the female demographic because of the makeup. But it's mixed in. It's gotten the guys that are interested in your opinions. It's gotten the girls that might be interested in both. And again, even some guys should take some tips. Like, yo, my dude, like, take some tips, because y'all girls might want to like that. Hey, you know something about makeup. Like, it gets you some points, dude.
Like, guys, you don't understand. Like, I don't know about some women, but like me, if a guy knows even something about makeup, that is such a huge turn on. You know, we go makeup shopping. Don't be that guy who's going to sit in the corner, you know. Pick out a lipstick. Like, if you see a color that you think will look gorgeous on your girl, get that for her. Yeah. If there's a palette that she's talking about and, you know, she doesn't think she can get it because either it's, you know, she can't afford it or not that time, get that for her. You know, be involved, with it. And, you know, this community, there's a lot of single guys. And if you want to find a girl, wash your ass, put on a clean shirt, learn about, I don't know, a random makeup brand, like a high-end brand to catch someone's eye, boom. I'll initiate your wedding. I'll do your girl's makeup. Like, I'm trying to bring everyone together.
That's it. That's the movement. Creating bonds one day at a time. One makeup at a time. One makeup brush at a time. That's going to be it. But yeah, it's creating. It really
helps. I've had guys come up to me. I've had guys come up to me and they say, yo, my girl wants this, that, and the third. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, what she's talking about. And I was like, oh, well, you could get her this, but if she's into this, you could get her that. You know, it does help. It helps relationships and trying to, you know, bring everyone together through makeup and wrestling.
That's it. April's now a guru now with all this, with her channel. No, but again, like, you're definitely, like, it's a lot of, like, horizons you're bringing in at one channel. And it's great. You're doing great things. And again, we've said we're going to support the channel. You guys should too. Definitely check it out. Because it's not just makeup. It's not just wrestling. It's not just a movement. It's a little bit of everything. And you'll definitely find something on the channel that you are going to enjoy and even watch maybe with your girl, with your boyfriend. Because there is a lot of people watching this. Like, just watch it with the family. Watch her reactions, though. I'll recommend that. Watch her reactions, because those are the most priceless reactions I've ever seen. Just watching her reactions to death matches and just seeing, like, it's the most, like, craziest shit she'll, like, react to. And it's, like, just hearing her, like, I know. Like, it's this. Definitely. Go watch those reactions, man.
I don't want to do that shit. Like, I see my number one husband getting chased around with a chainsaw, I'm gonna react to it. If I see poor Casey Catella, a tiny woman, get thrown onto a friggin' board with, what's that shit called?
Barbed wire.
I'm gonna react to it. And I'm still that fan.
Yep.
You know, like, you know, we spoke before, like, I try to give the benefit of the doubt and think about the business wise, but at the end of the day, I'm still a fan, and I'm going to be expanding, you know, my reactions and stuff like that, not just to death matches. And I guess when this episode comes out, my new episode will be out, and I do a reaction video to, what was it? There was a match between the one that you told me about, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels, and first of all, that match was fucking awesome. And I love it because I still see it as a fan. This is still new to me. Yeah. You know, someone could watch wrestling like, oh yeah, that's just a regular match. Like, no, it's not just a regular match. It's a completely different promotion. These guys are young. They're doing more than what they can do now. So it's still so new to me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like, again, we broadened April's horizons on like what wrestling is now. We've shown her like the New Japan, the Impact, the TNA, and I keep telling April, watch older TNA because you'll love watching the guys that you're watching now on AEW. Like,
yo, how many times I messaged you and I'm like, hold up, this guy was in TNA too? Who wasn't in TNA? And then you're like, whoa, you should check out this match, that match, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Can we bring this back, like the 6-sided ring? And I'm like, I love this concept. No. Where is this? No. Like this, I watched this old stuff. And then I ask you questions like, why don't we have this? And you're like, well, unfortunately, this, that, the third happened. Then I get pissed off because it's like, what the fuck?
Yo, we'll have these combos. Like, April will hit me up out of nowhere. Like, oh, wait, what happened here? Why did this happen? Why don't we have this anymore? Well, so what happened was, like, and again, do that, guys. Like, have those conversations with your friends. Talk, just shoot the shit about wrestling. Because there's so much fucking wrestling out there. Like, try to watch it all.
I'm almost done with Lucha Underground. I started watching Lucha Underground a couple months ago. I didn't want to finish it because I think it's 3 or 4 seasons, but they go by so fast. Yeah. So I'll watch these matches and then I'll either hit you up or my other friend Christian from 3T Pod, and I'm like, oh my god, why don't we have the show anymore? This show is amazing. I love this. I love that. And then you're like, well, I gotta break the bad news, and I'm like, this is bullshit.
I was gonna say, like, well, you might want to slow down finishing it because that's kind of the end. Like, we're not getting it.
I know. I'm in the middle of season 2, so I'm taking my sweet time. Like, okay, I'm not ready for this. Yeah. But yeah.
Once you get to like season, I think it's like the end of 3. That's like, it took a crazy direction, and sadly, we're not getting anything else. Like, but
I'm pretty sure when I'm done, I'm gonna hit you up like, Ray, what the fuck? Why'd you make me watch this? Now I'm heartbroken and I don't want to watch this shit anymore.
It's a good show though, but again, have those combos with your friends, guys. Have those combos. Enjoy wrestling. Watch all kinds of wrestling that you can, because April can tell you she's been trying to watch a little bit of everything, and it just makes you enjoy it more. The variety is insane. The variety in wrestling is insane, and yeah, that's why we love wrestling. Like, again, we're going to an indie show next week. We're gonna see probably some crazy ass matches, a little bit of everything. We'll be seeing Casey Catal because she'll be at the show too. So hopefully I'm not getting chopped again, because she does hurt. Like, she hits hard for a tiny girl. She hits hard. Like,
well, if you guys watch this episode before the show, we are going to be taking numbers to shop Ray. So meet with me and Tiffany. We'll give you a number. So when we call your number, you'll be able to shop. Wrestlers, not fans, because y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Yo, is this going to be like a deli counter? Like, okay, numero 27? Yeah. Okay. Like, what the this is all because I didn't say goodbye. Is that it? Is that where this has come to now?
Listen, we don't know when we're going to be locked in our houses again for quarantine, so we just gotta, like Tiff says, we gotta join the making moments.
Yeah, you gotta make those moments, man. Okay, so we're starting to wind down a little bit, because if not, this episode could go 5 hours, unfortunately. So we do got to start, pulling it in. One more topic I feel like we got to talk about, just because we both also share this love for this product, and it's Funkos. Because we can see some in your background right now. Like, I see some Funkos, and it's like,
Yep.
Like, the amount of money that we have spent on Funkos it's sad. Because it's like, we need more. And it's like, by the time we recorded this and this is coming out, we've probably, like, started ordering more, had conversations about more. Last night, we were talking about ordering, like, this set. We probably need...
Funkos.
Like...
First of all, I think, when did I get? I got into the Funko game, I think it was like 3 years ago, and at first I thought they were cute. Like, oh, they're little muñecos with big heads and stuff. But what they're doing, and guys, you know, who watch this, you know, the Funko game is real. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's the way they're doing it. You know, they're making Funkos from our favorite TV shows, our favorite movies, and they're going beyond, you know, movies and TV shows. They're doing wrestling, they're doing UFC, they're doing different types of sports, and they're just doing everything. Even, you know, cartoon characters from cereal boxes, and it's just it's
even
crazy.
video games.
And I'm a big... Yeah, even video games. It's everywhere. Like, as you can see, I have my little wrestling Funkos on the side. I got my, you know, my Finn Balor, my Young Bucks, but I also got my Neo. I got my Blunt Man and Chronic. I have so many other Funkos. I'm a big Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, fan. And I want to say I have about maybe 12 or 13 Funkos of them. And I think I probably need maybe 30 more. Because they keep coming out.
You see how she just said that number like nothing? Like, I need, like, another 30. Another 30.
It gets so... Because it's not just that. Like, they'll make the characters, but then they'll make the moments.
Yeah, like,
you know,
variants
like,
of it.
They'll make the movie moments. And it's so frustrating. Like, I'm a big fan of The Office. I've been wanting Office Funkos, I want to say, since, you know, about like 2 years ago. So once they started releasing them, I think it was last year, said, okay, I got this. But now they're coming out with more. And if you guys watch The Office, you know, there's characters beyond characters. So they keep coming out with all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm going to cry. Because I can't do this.
No.
They're coming out. Like, this isn't fair. And even with, you know, wrestling Funkos. By the way, I'm still pissed off. We never got a Shield set. I'm a diehard Shield fan, bro. No, I love my John Moxley, number one husband. And they never made a Shield set. They made a Roman Reigns. They made a Seth Rollins, but they never made a Dean Ambrose. And then it was around that time where they were only just making duo Funkos. So then once they came out with the New Day Funkos, how many people are in the New Day, Ray?
Just 3. Just the trio.
There's 3 people.
Yeah.
How many people are in the Shield?
3.
Exactly. So why haven't I got my Shield set? And I'm so
I don't think you're gonna get it now because, like,
no,
unfortunately,
no, I still want it. I will protest against this because, okay, they got Roman Reigns, you know, they got 2 different Seth Rollins, one in his black suit and one in his White Ranger suit. So I can't get a Dean Ambrose unstable one. I mean, shout out to Dave who makes custom Funkos and he is so awesome. He made me a beautiful John Moxley Funko. And I'm going to have him make me a Dean Ambrose Funko because if I will not get my Shield set, damn it, I will have my Shield set. See, I'm sorry.
Yo, look at that, like, her expressions right now. Like, this shit just got real with that Funko game. And, yo, we've had these combos. Like, we've gone on about this one, and that one, and this one, and that one. Like, the other day, we're supposed to be partying, and we're talking Funko prices. Like, we're at a party, and we're like, yo, but you saw this price for this one? Like, that's not bad. Like, yo, we gotta get this. Like, yo, we at a party right now. What are we doing? Like...
The Funko game is bad. You know, my friends, we do the Funkos. I mean, I'm gonna admit, the last Comic-Con I went to, I spent about, like, $600 or $700 on Funkos, which, no regrets. But I love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I've gone a little crazy, too. I've gone a little crazy, too. Like, I go to this store, shout out to Royal Collectibles. Like, yo, you go there, you fall in love. Like, last time I went, I got a whole, like collection of, like, the limited edition Marvel ones for Endgame. I think I spent, like, a good $200-300. Because I was like, you got to. Like, once you get one, you're like, oh, I got to get this one. Wait, how many are left? Wait, they have it. Wait, oh. And then you just start getting it. And, yo, I started talking to April about this the other day. Like, oh, I'm not gonna get a bunch of sets. Like, I'll probably buy one or two and I'll be alright. And then I start noticing, wait, I have this. Wait, I have this set. Wait, I gotta finish this set. And it's like, oh, my money's.
Yeah,
and it's that easy.
It's crazy, and like I said, it's not us, it's them. Because it's not just the characters. It's also they make the moments, and then they have the special edition ones. Like they just came out with the Batman Forever ones. They made the Batman, they made the Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy.
Yo, that's why I hate Comic-Con season.
Special edition.
I hate Comic-Con season.
Comic-Con, oh my god.
Because Comic-Con season just means our money's gone. Like, that's it.
People buy those. You could get a special edition Funko. The most I probably spent on a Funko was $60, and that's my Young Bucks one because it was signed. But people will buy the special edition ones. You could get that for like $10, $12, maybe $15.
Yeah.
After a while, that builds up. Like, you could get a Comic-Con Funko. I got a Comic-Con Funko of Ron from Parks and Recreation. I look up that price now. People are charging $70, $80. We were just talking about Pulp Fiction Funkos. I thankfully got Vincent Vega, and you could find Jules, and he's talking like maybe $300, $400. It's like, well, once you see the Funko, grab it.
Yeah,
because
especially if you see it at a cheap price.
And then they won't have it forever.
Like, if you see it at a cheap price, definitely buy it. Like, a good market, you can get it for like a good $20, $30 at like a decent market price. And then, like, I got April, like, I got us a Child's Play 2 Funko set. Like, it was Chucky with the Jack in the Box. And I got them, I think, it was decent price, too. I saw the price now. They're each at, like, $100. And I'm like, damn. Like, and it goes like that. Like, you gotta, like, the Funko game is real. I commend those that try to be, like, completists, that have, like, 500s and thousands of Funkos. Like, y'all on another level. Like, we like our Funkos.
One of my friends, I'm pretty sure he got a good $6,000 worth of Funkos in his house. And I won't dare touch them.
Damn.
I respect. And it's not just with Funkos, it's with anything, with action figures, video games, but Funkos are my thing that I'll spend money on, and makeup. And wrestling shows. But
yeah, we spend our money on a lot of things, but it's the name of the game, guys. It's the name of the game. Just have fun. End of the day, I feel like that's the main thing. Have fun, enjoy what you enjoy, and just try to be positive. Like, don't be negative with it, because now we're gonna get those comments and be like, "Oh, y'all wasting your money on stupid shit." Like, yo, fuck you. Like, you probably spend your money on the stupidest shit. Like, just enjoy what you enjoy. Let us enjoy what we enjoy. And that's it. Like, that's the end of it.
And be responsible.
Definitely.
Be responsible, because I could have bought the 25 to 30 Nightmare Before Christmas Funkos I'm missing. But because I have a job, I am an adult, I do have bills to pay.
Same.
Now, if I hit the lotto, then I'm sorry. I'm buying. I want to say I have about 70 Funkos on my list. And if I hit the lotto, I'm getting them by like tomorrow. But, be responsible. Like you said, have fun. Don't be negative.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a Funko, buy it. You want to buy a game, you want to buy a makeup palette, you want to go somewhere, do it. But be responsible. Yeah. Because we don't want you coming back and be like, oh, I saw your show, and because of you, I'm like $10,000 in debt. I didn't tell you to buy it. I said be responsible.
Yeah, so we're saying have fun, but be responsible. Like, don't come blaming us like, oh, I saw the Law Ray Raimundo and I saw the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. They said have fun, and now I need to come out with a second mortgage. Like, we're not saying like go crazy with your money now, but you can splurge from now, like, once in a blue. Like, don't stop privileging yourself as well. But be responsible with the money. Be good, be wise, and just try to have some fun, especially in this time that fun is kind of like limited. So definitely try to do that, guys. But again, unfortunately, we have to come to the end of this, because if not, we're going to be here for another few hours, and we're going to have to do a part 2, though. We're definitely going to do a part 2. I feel like we have to do one with Tiff as well. Like, we got to do a 3-way chat, because that episode, that's going to be, I feel like that's going to be where I break 2 hours. That's going to be like that 2-hour episode, because this one's about to hit like an hour and something. But that we're going to have to cut it, because I don't want to keep us going here because we'll talk about so much stuff that we probably shouldn't talk about, but we're not gonna get there today. Maybe the next one because we still wanna keep going. So, April, where can they find you? If they want to find you on social media, what's the handles here?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. You can find me on YouTube, Beating Faces, one word. Don't find me on Facebook because you don't need to know that life. But follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I am nice. I will talk to you. This is dope. Follow my YouTube. It's random. It's weird, but it's the official wrestling makeup channel on YouTube. So check it out. Beating Faces, one word. And if you are interested in joining the movement, #wash your ass. You want a shirt? Send me a DM and join the movement, and we will try to make the cleanest, funnest wrestling makeup group ever.
Called yeah, guys, everything's gonna be in the description. I'll put all her links down below. As she mentioned, if you want this lovely shirt, it's definitely comfortable. Definitely good. I'm gonna say that because you know what it is. I feel like with wrestling shirts or just wrestling merch, sometimes the shirts suck. Like that material sucks. Like this is some good material. It's 100% cotton. Like you can't get better than that. Like this is comfy. So definitely, guys.
I'm happy you're a happy person.
Of course. Definitely, guys, check her out. Check out the channel. I definitely support the channel. Sometimes me and April get in that little bit of a protest of our channels, but that would be, again, a story for another day because she already wants to kill me because of me not saying goodbye, allegedly. But, guys, if you want...
I said I accepted it. You keep talking about it, and you're going to be tight. I've accepted it. Let's move. Let's end the show.
I'm trying to. You accepted it. Now let me accept it. End it. If you guys want to follow me, you can do so at Ray_Ramundo. That is on Instagram. That is on Twitter. If you find me on Facebook, maybe I'll add you. Just don't be weird, please. That's all I ask. And as always, guys, be good people. Be genuine. Be wise. Follow the law. But wait, one last question, April. Your thoughts on the roundtable? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy the experience here?
No, this was awesome. I mean, I feel bad that we mostly, spoke about wrestling, but that's just, that's just what we do mostly. But this was really awesome. I can't wait to come back and, we'll discover even more topics. And once you bring on Tiffany, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm just sorry. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, that team
this was really fun.
That Team Sasson episode is gonna break the internet. Who knows? Let's see. Like we're time is still around. Next week will be my first one live. I'm gonna try to go live next week with the episode, and who knows? Maybe we'll see if Team Sasson is that second live episode. We'll see how time permits. But till then, guys, again, don't forget to follow April, follow me, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, share with your friends, share with the family, share with the pets because the pets might want to see too. You never know. We got some animals running around, so you never know. They might want to watch. And as always, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Follow the law. Bye.